Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news. It's been a week full of questions and some surprising developments for the Cleveland Browns, especially when it comes to what's happening at quarterback. As Browns fans, we know how crucial that position is, and this season has been nothing short of a roller coaster. The focus has been on Deshaun Watson's recovery and whether he'll be back on the field soon, but also on the recent struggles of Shedeur Sanders, who, let's be honest, had one of his worst games as a pro last Sunday. It was a tough watch for Browns fans, especially since many were hoping Sanders could be a spark for the team. But instead, we saw a performance that raised more questions than answers. Sanders, who's still a young quarterback trying to find his footing in the NFL, has shown flashes of potential, but consistency is key, and that's what he needs to work on. It's hard to say whether he's the long-term answer at quarterback, but the important thing now is that he needs to improve. Everyone inside the Browns organization recognizes that. The coaching staff, including Kevin Stefanski, has been supportive but also realistic about where Sanders stands. That game was a setback, no doubt, but it's part of the process for a young QB trying to adjust to the speed and complexity of the NFL. Meanwhile, the big question hanging over Cleveland is what the team's plans are with Deshaun Watson. After all, Watson has been dealing with injuries and some off-the-field issues that have kept him out of action at times. There's been a lot of speculation about whether he might return this season, especially with the Browns still in the playoff hunt. But the truth is, things aren't as simple as just throwing Watson back into the lineup if he's ready. The Browns are playing the long game here. If Watson isn't activated within his 21-day practice window, he'll have to sit out for the rest of the year, and that could be a huge blow to Cleveland's playoff chances. Head coach Kevin Stefanski addressed those concerns recently, and he did so with a calm, measured tone that Browns fans have come to appreciate. When asked about Watson's potential return, Stefanski made it clear that it's not his main focus right now. Instead, he's pleased with how Watson is progressing off the field and in the classroom, which is an important part of the process. Stefanski emphasized that Watson's development is going well, and the team is taking things one step at a time. "I would say not my focus," Stefanski said, according to Cleveland. Calm. "Right now, I'm very pleased with the progress that Deshaun's making on the field in the classroom. He's doing a really good job." That's a reassuring sign for Browns fans who are eager to see Watson return, but it also indicates that the team is prioritizing a careful, cautious approach. Cleveland isn't rushing Watson back just for the sake of it. They want him healthy, confident, and ready to lead this team deep into the postseason. Adding another layer to this quarterback puzzle is the recent report that Shedeur Sanders, despite his struggles last Sunday, is still expected to remain Cleveland's starting quarterback for the foreseeable future. That was a bit of a surprise for many, given how poorly he played. But in the NFL, sometimes patience is key, especially with a young QB. The Browns' coaching staff appears to be giving Sanders the benefit of the doubt, at least for now, and are focusing on his development rather than rushing to replace him. This is a critical juncture for Sanders. Can he bounce back from that rough game and show the kind of resilience Browns fans love? Or will the team feel compelled to make a change if his performance doesn't improve soon? Of course, all of this creates an interesting dynamic for Cleveland's offense. The team has a talented roster, with the defense playing at an elite level for much of the season. But the quarterback position remains an open question. Can Sanders step up and become the franchise guy? Or will the Browns need to pivot and rely on Watson if he's healthy and ready? With just a few games left in the season, every snap counts, and Cleveland fans are anxiously watching to see how this story unfolds. Let's not forget that the Browns have a rich history of overcoming adversity. We've seen this team bounce back from tough times before, and this season is no different. The coaching staff, led by Stefanski, has been adaptable, making adjustments on the fly, and players like Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward continue to be anchors on defense, providing that sense of stability every Browns fan craves. The offensive line has shown resilience too, often giving Sanders and Watson the protection they need to make plays downfield. It's that grit and determination that has kept this team competitive, even when things haven't gone perfectly. The AFC North has been one of the most competitive divisions in recent years, and this season is no exception. With teams like the Ravens and Bengals also vying for playoff spots, Cleveland has to stay sharp. A lot of Browns fans are looking at this stretch as a real test. Can the team navigate these final games, whether with Sanders or Watson, and secure a playoff berth? The answer will depend on how quickly Sanders can rebound from his recent struggles, and whether Watson can return and lead the team when it matters most. As fans, we know how important this journey is. The passion in Cleveland runs deep, and every game is a new chapter in the story of this franchise. We've been through highs like our 2018 playoff run and lows like the tough seasons that followed. But what unites us all is the unwavering belief that this team can rise again, that with the right leadership and determination, we can bring another Super Bowl trophy to Cleveland. The next few weeks will be critical. Will Sanders find his rhythm? Will Watson return and pick up where he left off? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure. The Browns are still fighting, and we're right there with them, cheering every step of the way. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news.